Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing Ask Osa. So as I said on the video before my boyfriend video, I did say to everyone, if you have any questions and if you want me to talk about certain topics, then leave them down below. And I have here my Surface 2, which my mummy bought for me for my birthday. Don't get too happy, it's only because no one bought me a present the year before that. So yeah, I know everyone's going to be asking a lot of questions about this hair. I know, like, it's actually, like, the piffness, like, one other. Yeah, it is so nice. I will do an actual video in which I will be giving all the info on the hair. I'll be giving the website, all the details on it, blah 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 blah. I'll leave some of the details down below, but I will do a video talking about the hair, and I may also do a routine on how I get the curls to be defined, like these. I'll also be doing a review on this necklace. It has my name on it. Don't know if you can. First of all, just need to let you know as well that thank you for all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for watching my videos, my last video as well. Thank you for all the comments that you made. Thank you so much. I will be replying to emails very soon. I have an exam like tomorrow, so I can't reply to everything at the moment, but I will get to it ASAP Rocky. Yeah, what else was I going to say? Of course, all my details are below: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. We may be putting that below as well if you want to add me on there. It's below, and there will be another video next week, Thursday, and don't forget to click the subscribe button if you like it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the comments that are left on the video and answer as many as I can. This first question is really long. Like, I don't know if you can see it, it's about 3 paragraphs long. Now, I just need to say something. Sometimes when I do a topical video, some people kind of take it to an extreme and they comment and they ask questions, but they're not just asking questions, they're also kind of ranting, but for 3 paragraphs they're ranting. And I kind of just feel like I just need to let you know that I don't really have the time to do that. I mean, sometimes, thank God, I get a lot of comments on these videos, and I don't have the time to actually like read an angry comment when there's 3 paragraphs of it. Like, it's just not productive. If you have your own opinion, then there's not much point asking me what my opinion is, because you don't really care. So yeah, someone did ask a question saying, I understand what you're saying, but how would you know if the guy is the right one for you? Should you just turn down every guy you meet? Very, very good question. Also, another thing, obviously, because these videos are like 10 to 12 minutes long maximum, I can't like go into detail all the time, so that's why it's kind of hard for you guys to understand sometimes. So I apologise for that, but I'll try and explain as much as I can. Now, with me, personally, obviously everyone's relationship with God is extremely different. There's so many people that you're not going to have one person here has exactly the same relationship with God as another person. So when she says, how do you know if the guy is the right one? I personally have the view that, and this comes from things that I've seen and kind of witnessed as well, is that what people have done in the past is when they decide that they're ready to marry, they then take it upon themselves to start praying and really seeking God's answer as to who they should actually marry, or not even just who, but like literally to lead them in their decision, so that it's not just them who are doing what they want to do or going after a guy or a girl that they want to go after. So basically, to make sure it's always God ordained. So they start praying, and that's what my parents did. 23, I think it's their 23rd anniversary this year. That's what they started doing, and God told my dad, I don't know who he told first, but God told my dad that she was the one, and my mum also heard from God that my dad was the one. And then after that, they prayed a bit more for clarity, and then they started dating, and then they got married. This has also happened to quite a few people that I know, even a lot of people who are on the internet as well. Charisma Star is an amazing YouTuber who her story is really interesting actually, because she was just led by God to meet her husband. And there's also people like Heather Lindsay as well, who if you're not aware of, she's the one who is leading the Pinky Challenge, Pinky Pinky Promise. I think it's Pinky Promise Challenge. I'll leave her website below. She's really, really cool, and she's really, she's gone through a lot. She really, really understands a lot to do with dating and stuff, so you can find out a lot on her website as well, her blog. Now, some other people, instead of seeking God's face as to who they should marry, like specifically praying for that, they do start praying, but they do start dating. However, from what I've read, it's usually people who are actually ready to start, you know, to start getting there. It's usually people who want to get married that should start dating, basically. So as far as I'm concerned, when I did say I don't believe in recreational relationships, the word recreational is almost for enjoyment or for fun, and most Christians do believe that marriage and dating should be for people who are serious about longevity. And so, yeah, so a lot of Christians, what they do is when they feel that they're mature enough to start to get married, they start looking at people who are compatible with them, who are compatible with their beliefs, who show attributes that God has put in the Bible that people that follow him should have attributes of. Does that make sense? Taking Proverbs 31, for example, a woman should be honourable, blah, 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 blah. That's what a man should start looking for. That should kind of be his checklist. Me personally, when I do believe that it's time for me to get married, I will start praying about it. Whereas some people, they start dating when they do believe that they're mature enough to start dating. Gosh, that was a long answer. So, is being in a relationship at an early age bad? Do you have a... Okay, let's do the first question. So, is being in a relationship at an early age bad? I don't necessarily think it's bad. I personally don't do it. However, I mean, for me, I was single for most of my life anyway, but from what I saw, a lot of the time, dating at an early age, from what I saw, sometimes had a detrimental effect on the girls that I knew. Like, almost every girl I know who started dating from an early age was hurt, and because she wasn't emotionally mature enough to deal with that, it had a detrimental effect. And I think obviously that was due to age and the lack of maturity, whereas when you're more mature, obviously you're able to deal with that hurt. And, you know, as a teenager, you've got all those other issues going on as well, and that can kind of contribute to low self-esteem, because you're like, why doesn't this guy want me? And I'm sure every girl can relate to feeling like that as well. Like, I felt like that. You know, you're already going through issues already, and then if something doesn't work out, you're like, is this my fault? Like, am I not pretty enough? Am I not smart enough? Like, is there a girl out there that's better than me? Is it because of, like, the way I look? And all of those things, because of your age, just makes things a lot worse. So for me, it's not the best thing that I've witnessed, but that's not saying that I'm ruling out for people to do. But from my point of view, it hasn't been a positive thing that I've witnessed. Do you have a scripture reference for not having a boyfriend? I don't have a scripture reference for not having a boyfriend. Do you know why? Because boyfriends didn't exist in the scripture. Most of the time that you see love or a love context, people are usually getting married. I'm quite tired of glossing over it. Every time you see a love interest, it's usually they're getting married, or like it's an extramarital affair. There wasn't an in-between, there wasn't a lead-up, there wasn't a kind of courting phase. Like, people just got together, because obviously modern times are different. There's that in-between phase, and then they get married. I'm not going to go into the history of how that happened, because I don't really know, but that's why there is no scripture reference on having a boyfriend. However, the scriptures do talk about purity and, you know, not defiling yourself outside of marriage. And of course, people have different views on this. Heather Lindsay is, like, she literally goes in. I mean, I advise everyone to go and look at her blog and just see what she has to say on this topic. But obviously, because the scripture does talk about purity and all those things, a lot of the people, including myself, who are Christians, have a view that sometimes it's safe to just abstain from anything that could lead to sexual sexual immorality. I really don't like immorality, it just sounds really but yeah, any kind of sexual activity basically. So some people, Heather Lindsay didn't kiss her husband until they actually got married, whereas some people kiss and hold hands and hug, but they don't go any further than that. So it really depends on where you are in life and kind of the direction you want to take with it. So yeah, that's basically it. Most of these comments are really lovely and positive. Oh, I love this song. If anyone knows about Angel, I love him. Gorgeous. Other people asking on other videos if I'm a virgin. Yes, I am. Thank Jesus. I was seeing about this whole 90-day rule versus almost being compared to kind of being a virgin in waiting for marriage, because obviously the 90-day rule is you're waiting for someone who's serious, who will probably commit to marriage, and being a virgin is you're waiting for someone who's serious, who will commit to marriage. I mean, I'm going to keep it real. I mean, the guy's been divorced like how many times? So I don't know how he's qualified to talk about relationships and successful ones, but you know what, whatever. Kudos to him. It was a good film, and there's hot people in that film. Michael Ealy is in that film. But yeah, I don't believe in the 90-day rule, because I get the idea of it though. The idea of the 90-day rule. The 90-day rule is actually not, people are using it wrongly. They should probably read the book. The 90-day rule is a probation period. The 90-day rule is compared to being in employment. In employment, you're usually kept on probation for 3 months. This has happened to me too. And if I performed well, which I did, you get the job. If the guy or girl, I suppose, performs well or treats the girl right, shows that he's worthy, he gets to have the cookie. People are now taking it to this weird extreme and are kind of insulting the 90-day rule, saying that it doesn't work because if you sleep with a guy in 1 week, the guy that you sleep with in 1 week could be the person you marry, which is completely fair enough. But you need to understand that the 90-day rule is not based on the days. You're focusing too much on the amount of days. It's not that. It's a probation period. It's almost like a trust exercise. Will you show me that you're worthy to be trusted? And if you can, I will give you my body, because I'm sorry, it's my body and it belongs to me, and it took me ages to love this body, so I'm not just going to give it out to anyone. Sorry, I'm just saying. I like how it's moving in the direction of making women demand more from guys instead of, you know, just getting with any Tom, Dick and Harry. I admire it, but I don't personally believe that it works. But it is admirable. I don't personally believe in it because, you know, he could be anyone. He couldn't, just because he's with you for 90 days and shows that you trust him and he's been worthy, doesn't mean he's going to be worthy for the next, you know, 80 years. Yeah, I hope that everyone's enjoyed the video. This was proper answer and question and answer thing, but if you have more questions, I will be doing another AskOghosa video probably in the next couple of weeks. Come back next Thursday. Bye!